Hey, Old Gaming Guru here. So, Happy New Year's, everybody. It's time to celebrate the Fallout way. We're going to start a completely new game of Fallout with new rules and new mods. And so I can showcase those for you, and you can decide which ones you like and you don't like, because that's the whole purpose of my channel. So, hey, I've got a pretty deep mod list, and I want to clean a completely clean copy of Fallout 4. So what do I do to go ahead and get that clean copy and then try out different mods without them being influenced by the mods of the past? All right, so first thing I do is I go up to Fallout 4 in My Games. So it's C, Documents, My Games, Fallout 4. That's where all the data should be for configurations of your previous mods. And the first thing I do, number one, is I go ahead and I create a backup of my saves folder. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just do the easiest thing possible. You can copy this to another hard drive. You can copy it out anywhere outside of this folder. Just remember where you put it. But the easiest thing to do is if you don't copy it, just rename it. We're going to say old save, December 2024, Shroud, because I played as the Shroud. That's it. I'm done. So now I've made a backup of my folder. You can see here I've done this before. So that's it. Now you have a backup, and to reinstall this, I just rename this saves, and then I go back to my previous mod list, because that's what we're going to do next. But now that I've got this done, my data from my past game is safe. Okay, so what's step two? To start the process of uninstalling the program, you're just going to do something really simple. You're basically just going to get rid of all the INIs in this particular folder. So while you're here at C Documents, My Games, Fallout 4, go through and delete every single INI. In fact, you could probably just go ahead and delete everything that's not specific to your particular thing, like this GOG download. I don't know what that is, so I'm not going to delete it. But once you've done that, you now have gotten rid of all the INIs that might point to an old mod. So that might cause crashing. So that's what the first step in uninstalling. So step one, rename save. Step two, get rid of your INIs, and you're done with this particular step. That's that easy. So we're now ready to uninstall the program. But I'm going to do one more thing first. We'll come to that next in the third step. All right, so here's step three. Okay, so you've gone ahead, you've gotten rid of your INIs, you've backed up your save. All right, so what do we do next? We're going to go jump in really quickly, and what I want to do is I want to create a new profile with no mods running. We obviously don't want our old mod profile running. You're not getting rid of the old mods you had, so if you want to reuse some of them, that's great. But what you're doing is you're going to go ahead and have them inactive so you can pick out which mod you want to activate. And it's super easy if you're using Vortex, and I'm sure other tools as well, but I like Vortex. So really quickly, how do I go ahead and have no mods running in the beginning so I can start testing them out and showcasing them? All right, so you jump into Vortex, and this is what you should see when you go to the dashboard. You're going to jump to Profiles. You can see here I have a bunch of different profiles for Fallout 4. All right, so we've got this. We're going to go down to this button in Profiles called Add New Profile for Fallout 4. All right, and we're just going to go ahead and call that what we want. Let's call this 2025 run. Now at this point I can decide whether I'm going to have its own save games, which I don't, you can have its own save games and settings. I usually go ahead and leave this off because I want to know exactly where my stuff is being kept. And I also want to know too is that the settings are the same throughout. Both of these things help me identify if I'm having problems with bugs. Also too, it makes it easier for me to back up my save folder so I don't have to look for it. But it's your call. If you want each game to have its own settings and its own save folder, you can turn that on here by just clicking that button. Okay, but I'm not going to do that. All right, so we're going to save that, and it now should appear in my profile list. And did it? Yep, there it is, new one. Okay, so once we've got that done, we just go ahead and enable it. And we now should have a completely blank mod list. But it still has, you don't have to go download all your mods again. It still has a completely blank slate now to work with. And to use it, all I need to do is go ahead and go to my profile and reactivate just the mods that I want. So if it goes pretty quick here, we'll go ahead and show you what it's going to look like. And hopefully this will work really well for all of you too as well. Okay, there it is. Pop back in. All right, so this is now the current profile and I have 0 mods enabled. Okay, so if I want to go ahead and add a mod to this, you can see here, let's go back. I was looking for something before. All of my mods are still here. They've just been disabled. So now to re-enable something, like if I want to turn on Ellen, I just go ahead and click on it and Ellen will be enabled. Okay, and let's just hit status enabled. Ellen is now enabled. I'm going to turn her back off because I don't know if I want her yet. All right, so I go back to mods. It's going to go ahead and install that mod. And let's see. Okay, all right. And disabled. Okay, mods, plugins. All right, so there's nothing in my plugins that's enabled, nothing in my mods, so now I know I have a clean slate. All right, now I'm ready to start modding my newest version because I just modded the old version because I haven't uninstalled it. All right, so that's it. Okay, we're gonna go next to step 4, which is the reinstall, or the uninstall and then reinstall. Okay, to do the uninstall, you can use the uninstall program that's there, or you can use the particular game manager that you're using to uninstall the program. So we've gotten everything backed up, we got rid of all the INIs, we've got a clean mod list. Now let's jump into how do we uninstall it. So one, you can go to Windows and uninstall using the uninstall program in the Fallout 4 folder. I don't recommend that. I recommend going to the place that you bought it. So if you bought it on GOG or Steam or wherever you bought it, you're going to go to their manager and then you're going to look at the games that you have installed. So here are all the current games I have installed for GOG. I love GOG, and so I've got a number of games on here. I've only been using GOG for a couple of years, but I got Fallout 4 on here. I think I also have it on Steam for my old system. So I think I even have a CD floating around someplace. But anyways, I digress. All right, hey, to uninstall Fallout 4 in GOG or another game manager, you just go to it. Oh, sorry. And we right click. And then we go ahead and do Manage Installations and Uninstall. And by the way, while I'm here, let me point out a very important button to you if you're using GOG and you're having problems, say, with your Fallout London, is if you keep getting crashes, one of the things you may want to try is a quick tip. Blah. Yeah, a little too much wine last night. All right, so if you do this verify repair, it takes a while, but a lot of times it'll fix your crashing. So one of the first things I always do if I have crashes is I hit this verify repair button. But that's not what I'm doing here today, and that's not the purpose of this video. So now we're just going to go ahead and uninstall. Do I want to uninstall? And you can go ahead and click that just to make sure to remove your local save games and user data. Remember, you change the name. That's one of the reasons why you do that. Otherwise, that save folder will be gone. So let uninstall. And that's it. Okay, and when it's done, and that'll take a while, this will disappear from your games. That's it, you're done. Now you're ready to reinstall. And if it goes quick, we'll go ahead and do the reinstall now. It's usually pretty fast. Of course, because I'm doing a video, it's not. Now, if you really want to be 100% sure while we're waiting on this, you can also go and delete your Fallout 4 folder from wherever it's at, and that should be in the GOG folder under Program Files. And I don't know why this isn't taking place quickly, but we're not going to sit around and wait for it. It will uninstall, and since it's got a lot of data, it may take a while. So I'm going to then show you the next step, which is the reinstallation, step 5. Okay, so this last step, or well, second to last step, is number 5. And this is reinstalling the game on your computer. So you've got it done installed successfully. It's no longer in your list on GOG or Steam or whatever. You see it's no longer there. But you've gotten rid of it, but GOG remembers you still bought it. It's one of the reasons why I like GOG and Steam. Because you can uninstall stuff and you can basically go ahead and get rid of the game physically, but you still have it and your save game saved on the cloud, so you can come back to it. All right, so what we've done now is we're in GOG. I go to my owned games, and after making sure it's no longer installed, and you have to watch it because it can be kind of tricky. GOG, if it's not synced yet, will sometimes not let you delete, and you have to manually delete the folder. But once you've gotten rid of it in the installed list, you go to Owned Games, and there's Fallout 4 Game of the Year, and we're going to go ahead and install. All right, so we're going to make sure, see this system's basically clogged up on the server. It's one of my few beefs about GOG. I wish they had bigger server storage, and sometimes the cloud gets so busy that you can't basically update to the cloud, which then slows your game down. But anyways, now that that's done and my cache up there is cleared, but my game data is safe because it's saved in that other folder, is we're going to go ahead and install Fallout 4 again. All right, so we just click the install button. We're going to install it to GOG Galaxy. I'm not going to put it on my C drive. And by the way, if you have a partitioned C drive or C drive serves as Windows and you've got a different D drive, put it on your biggest drive because it's going to take up a lot of space. Right now, you can see it's going to go ahead and install 32 gigs. And it'll be 35 gigs when it unpacks. So you want to have a drive with a lot of space, and it probably should not be where your Windows is located. And we're not going to put a desktop shortcut, and we're going to go ahead and allow it to keep this game updated automatically. Since this is not the next gen, GOG seems to be committed right now to staying with the older version, which is compatible with Fallout London. That is going to then keep us updated with any updates from GOG, but it's not going to install the next gen update. So we're going to put it on our D drive, which has a ton of space. And there we go. Okay, now this is going to take a while, and when it's done, I'll come back and do step 6, which is the final step, is making sure my game without any mods runs smoothly. And that might be a little harder than you think. So if it doesn't run smoothly without any mods and it doesn't launch, then we've got a problem someplace else, and we've got to go ahead and run some fixes. So let's cross our fingers and let this install do its magic. So that's it. Next step, confirming the game works. The new installation is clean, and we're ready to roll. So here we go. Okay, so old Gaming Groove for the last bit here of our whole just adventure into getting a clean install of Fallout 4. All right, so I am here now, and the good news is I hit play on GOG as soon as the game was installed, and this is what I got, and this is what you should get. So if you've done your install correctly and you've gotten rid of all the old garbage, you should now have a completely clean new game. So let's check it out. All right. Okay, low quality. I never understood that. All right, we want to go a little higher quality. Let's go ultra quality. Yeah, ultra quality is fine. I got a 2070 Super, so it's okay. Not anything to write home about. And we also want to do Windows borderless, so that way I can alt tab out of it. But everything else here is correct. So I've got it on ultra. It's okay. I'm going to go ahead and say okay, and now I can play. So mission accomplished. We have a new Fallout ready to go. And that's it for this particular video. Happy New Year, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Old Gaming Guru out.